Welcome in. Give me a quick look just to make sure everything's working right. Looks like everything should be working right. If anyone doesn't know, I've just been having a little bit of issue with my microphone lately. I don't know how to fix it or what's going on, so hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. I assume it'd be short order someone would say something. If you couldn't hear me. Well, welcome in Cold Air, Nick Stevens. Gosh, I hate this @ thing that I can't tell what. So stupid. ATX, what's going on? Marco, G Stacks, going on. What's up, everyone? How to remove the @ name yet? You can't, I guess. I guess you can't get rid of it. Can you? It's working? Not working? Is my microphone working? Please someone say yes or no, it's not working. Pop that out. Can hear me fine, Harper says. Good. Somebody was like, is he kidding right? Like, I thought they couldn't hear me. Gosh, every time I go live, it says your microphone.
Phil says mic check 12-3.
Nick, yo! Thank you for the 37 months of Slayership. Oh, appreciate ya. But yeah, my apologies. I gotta start every stream like that. Now, I don't even know what to do. Like, maybe I'll get a hold of Streamlabs and maybe there's something wrong with the software or something. Why that happened a few times. Don't know, but oh well. Appreciate y'all. A mid or high room from playing. White Choco, yeah, hard to say. With how much I play, I stream 3 days a week. I mean, I probably find a mid rune. It depends how good your build is too, though. Like, if you're doing players 7 or 8, single player-ish drop type of things, like say you're blasting the pits with a character that's perfect with all the best gear, I probably find like a mid rune every other day. So like every 5 to 10 hours, somewhere in there, depending on just on RNG. Test 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Appreciate y'all joining me on this wonderful hump day. Hopefully it's a good one for y'all. OG prototype Jordan. Nice. Yeah, I wish we could get rid of the whole @ symbol handle or whatever. Oh yeah, I need to start. I just did that crafting video the other day. I need to start saving more jewels. I probably have enough for a while, but I figure I'll keep 2 mules full of junk jewels just so anytime I do want to craft, I pretty much have enough for it. So it doesn't happen like last time where or not last time, but a while ago, I was like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and craft. I have all these mules full of junk jewels. And I went and looked and I'm like, oh no, I have 4 junk jewels. I didn't replenish my stock. Appreciate you, Choco. Appreciate you. Wicked Ball, welcome in. Hardcore Mosaic build day. It might be. It might be. I can't promise anything, but it might be that day. Yammon. Oh, Jordan T and Jordan T. They're two different Jordan T's. Boy, yeah, that is going to confuse me. But it's all good. I'll just be mo better. Be mo better. Torres and Teague. I think it's Teague. Tigwe? Not sure. Siwazek? I don't know if that's probably not pronounced correctly. My apologies, but welcome in. MF on this character. It was just under. It was a 250-ish, something like that. 267 currently. A very solid amount. Teague like League. Okay, I was right the first time. I thought so. I probably asked that like 5 years ago. When you know. Not like today's your first day in stream or anything. Pathless, yo!
At Pathless 168 donated $5 through Super Chat. At Phil, at Phil, at Phil, at Phil, at Phil, at Phil.
Nice. This guy. This guy. Thank you so much, Pathless, for the $5 Super Chat. Ooh. Not a normal donation. It's not a normal chat. It's a Super Chat. Ooh. Good old Tiamat's Rebuke. Actually sick on the playthrough with for the regular character. 91 strength, I guess, but so this is solo play. Chinook Bum. Yeah, I'm offline single player, so I got the players count janked up. So just offline single player. Yep. That way I have the same map every time, and just the benefits of playing offline single player. Mega fun. Appreciate you, Bib. If anyone's interested about the build, got a little build guide right there. Usually I go over all different types of gear setups you could use, you know, if you don't have all the best of the best. ATX says, don't forget to hit that like button. You know it's up. Yeah, don't forget like button on YouTube. Much appreciated. Remember, it costs you nothing. Helps out some bum streamer chilling in his basement. Like me. Six NATO. Next time. Recommends build for leveling. So for leveling, I don't recommend Fist of the Heavens generally for a playthrough. After you beat the game and you're like trying to level up, like, you know, 60, 70, or you're trying to get to like 70 to 80 to 90 and keep going, I would recommend it for that. But I don't generally recommend Fist of the Heavens for a playthrough. I don't do that. I usually just go hammers and then, yeah. I've heard people do, you know, Fist of the Heavens on a playthrough, and then you kind of like, if there's ever like an ancient that's, well, actually all the ancients are not undead or demons, so foe is really rough against it, and you can't use the Holy Bolt either. You could co-spec it, but I don't know on a I never do that on a playthrough. Just that's the short of it, I suppose. Another Jordan Aguilar says, "Let's go." He knows what's up. Let's go indeed. Ethereal Sacred Armor dropped last night, so it must not have been Tyrael's. I'm assuming. I'm assuming you mean unique as well. I got one of those off of TZ Andy one time too. Farmed for 5-6 hours yesterday. Only found a Death Cleaver, no sorceress stuff. Yeah, that's the thing with RNG. You can't pick and choose what necessarily you find. But yeah, best of luck. There's somebody else out there who's like, man, I farmed last night for like 5 hours and all I got was sorceress stuff. I just want a Death Cleaver. That's how it goes. Like those people that are like, man, I keep finding Tyrael's Might. It's worthless. I just want a Griffin's Eye and a Shaco. Like, shut your mouth. Yeah, too many Jordans. This is getting out of hand. Right? Yeah, this whole like handle or tag or whatever, I guess you can go into your settings somewhere and change that too. If anybody, just anybody in chat, if you didn't know that, if you wanted to. I know some people used to have, you know, their channel name was what would pop up, so it'd be like, you know, it'd be like the name they wanted to go by, whether it was like Ogre Man or something, you know, just making up a name. And now it says like Adam Smith, and they're like, oh man, I guess you can go in somewhere. I'd have to look it up, but you can go in and change it. YouTube's just making a hard pivot to like this whole handle thing for some reason, and I don't know. From what I read and what people sent me. Serenity. Doing pretty good. I just got on, so I haven't found nothing yet. Best drop so far is some junk jewels that I kept. A Ral rune. So far. Wait, the R in RNG doesn't stand for specific random item? Does not. Biv, the dramatic reading of the guy attacking me for playing single player, for playing offline single player, about how blasphemous it is to play offline single player in D2R. It's crazy. Yeah, that. Also funny about, because that video I had a Christmas sweater, a Christmas vest on when I did that. Check party. Going to do some LK runs during the stream. Best of luck. I'm predicting 5 burr runes in the next hour for you. Let me know if it happens. Let's see. 3 Jaws offline, says Matathus. Don't know what to have. Let's see. What to do. I have Enigma and Phoenix already. Need burrs, not Jaws. The struggle is real. Boy, speaking of things that usually aren't the problem, but RNG. I don't even. I mean, there is always Last Wish, but I mean, what else? What else do you need a jaw for? I can't think offhand what else you need a jaw for. Maybe no. Beast is burrs too, doesn't it? So all you find is jaw runes, and you need burr runes to make more stuff, huh? Yes, I can't think of offhand what all would be for jaws besides like 3 of them for Last Wish, but there's got to be other stuff that I'm just not thinking of. You say you have Phoenix already? Interesting, yeah. Thinking of cubing up to Cham actually, maybe not a terrible idea, huh? Yeah, like I took 1 Cham and stuck it in areas because you know, Barbarian is so crucial to have cannot be frozen. That way you don't have to wear, you know, you don't get the cold damage from a Ravenfrost, but you get the cannot be frozen that way. It's not a bad idea. Oh, Faith, Biv, good call on that one. I forgot about that. Brass Thief says that this is his absolute favorite build. I do like it. I like that you can just rain bombs like across the whole screen. So it's got, you know, tons of safety, even budget-wise. Like budget Hammerton, it's powerful. The hammers are powerful, but it, you know, you have to get right up in their business, and then, but foe, you can just drop them from a distance, run away a little bit more, drop them, you know. Yeah, I'm picking up Shilling down. I probably like it more than hammers, but I'm not. It's not a huge stance that I'm like, you know, making on that particular one. Not a hill I'm dying on, or whatever you want to call it. Making ice for a cold zone. Talking about them jaws. Ooh. I don't think I've ever... Oh, no, maybe that's the Cham you're talking about. Wish you could transfer your characters from offline single player, your BNet characters offline single player. The thought of starting over each character. Chinook Bum. If you're on PC, you can't do that literally, but you kind of can. I actually have a video about it. I can't think of what it would be called. It's probably called How to Transfer Your Online Characters to Offline Single Player, I think, actually. So what you actually do is you don't actually transfer them. That's why I said you can, but not technically really. You can use a hero editor if you're on PC and just 100% recreate your character. The only thing that I'll tell you is don't succumb to the urge to go, well, if I'm creating myself, do I really want to go ahead and spend the time to find all these burr runes? I'll just put a bunch in. Do I really want to take the time to find a Griffin's Eye? I'll just edit it in. Don't do that, because it like ruins the game for you. So, but yeah. How do I like the playability of Mosaic Sin? I have actually never played Mosaic Assassin. I've watched people through very squinted eyes just nuke the entire game in one, you know, just like, yeah, boom, you know. Players 8 Ubers, yeah, boom, and just nuke it, and I'm just like, wow, well, what's the point of this build even existing? Like, So yeah, and the thing is too is because you have to play it like this. You almost need one of those. You know how if you look at an eclipse, you have to like block it out and just look through the little slit. You know, welding mask down when you play it. If people are in my game, if I'm online, like when I stream, I don't even play. If there's a Mosaic Assassin in the game, I boot him out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing with Mosaic Assassins because I can't stand how bright it is. It's worse than the whitest white screen you've ever seen in your life. So. Biv, what do you mean I had to change to all my messages again? What do you mean by that? Serenity says never doing LK again. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. I'm not going to either unless something comes up like I decide to do some crazy thing in the future where I start over on single player or something. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of LK. I don't hate it as much as everybody else though. Partially, I think because I'm a streamer, and just when streaming, the runs are so fast. I really like doing runs that are quick between them, because every time it's saving and exiting, it's another chance for me to read comments and stuff, and then I don't have to. And also at LK, you don't really have to worry about dying or targeting. Like you get what I'm saying. Roger, yo, welcome in. Seen rumors they're gonna nerf Mosaic. I've seen rumors too, of course. We'll see. We'll see if they do anything for us Americans, huh? Was thinking of trying the runeword Fury on my Frenzy Barb. Is it worth it? Fury. Boy, I can't even remember what's on that sucker. Let me pause. I got some other things here to do. Let me look this up real quick. I can't recall offhand. I feel like I've never used it before. Oh. So the 5 to Frenzy, Open Wounds, Deadly Strike. I mean, Deadly Strike. Ooh, it takes a Jaw rune. Hard to justify for a Jaw rune. The skills into Frenzy probably won't boost that much. But man, using a Jaw rune on that relative to like, you'd probably be best off just using 2 griefs and calling it a day, to be perfectly honest, or a grief death or something. A death only takes like a Vex rune, so just my opinion. Bro Bike saying 105 FCR, 0 things in the inventory, so I can grab tons of gems and charms for LK. Super chill. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Stack up a bunch of keys, I guess I would add, but yeah, a bunch of keys in your inventory, but yep. Not a whole lot to worry about. Yeah, super chill. Yeah. Yeah, I am in the Diablo partner program. It doesn't really mean a whole lot, Attica. They don't really, it doesn't really mean anything, to be perfectly honest. Like, you'd think for the Diablo partner program, they would at least be like, hey, the new season, the patch notes are gonna be up on the website tomorrow, or something like that. They'd give a heads up there's like a Discord, but they don't even do anything like that. It's just, I don't know. I don't even know what it's for, really. Kind of, sort of. When is the Grail going to be over? Bobby, as soon as this Tyrell's Might drop, that's going to happen in 14 minutes. They're pushing D4 for the partners. Some people are out in Cali right now. Yeah, that could be. That could be people who are doing Diablo 4 type stuff. I guess that's probably true. I don't really follow Diablo 4 stuff, so I don't really know anything about what's going on there. You're probably right. Degenerates messages aren't showing up unless you change my filter to all messages. Yeah, I don't see any degenerates comments. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I might have to... I wonder if there's other people that we don't know about that their messages just aren't showing up. Can they nerf a rune word that was already created? They can. I think what would happen with that, though, Robert, Thix, is that anybody who has the old rune word, they'll still have it, and it'll be the same. So the ones that are on non-ladder will be the same, but the ones on ladder, that anytime someone makes a new one, it'll come up like the new way. So 319, 2 strength, small charm, nice, Rodney. Right, nice, nice, nice. And Anno Terrace, what's going on? Welcome in. Oops, that's totally not what I meant to do. Where are we at here? Where are we at here? After Diablo Immortal made billions, you'll never see anything close to D2. I don't know. Like from Blizzard / Microsoft, like in the Diablo franchise, making a game just like Diablo 2? Probably not. Yeah, probably not, no. It's not just Diablo or games that are like that. I mean, everything in the world's like that. Once they find a more profitable way to do things, that's what corporations are going to do when their entire purpose in life is to create wealth for their shareholders, like in their like bylaws of every corporation. So I'm not saying I like it or whatever, but that's just the facts, you know. It's kind of like that one scene in Fight Club. This defect killed, 75 people. If paying out those families is cheaper than doing the recall and fixing it, then they don't fix it. That's an extreme example, of course, but that's much more drastic than what I guess video game companies do, of course. But that's the gist, though. Have you ever accidentally vented a torch? I have not done that, no. I think the worst thing I did one time, kind of like that, is I was, you know how you're trying to transfer gear off of here and you throw it in your cube, but then one time my cube was full and I tried to transfer off and it wouldn't go in. I was like, oh wait, and I threw it on the ground like this, and I went over to my cube and got the stuff out of my cube into my inventory, and I forgot to come back and pick up my fortitude. and then yeah. Oh, I was hoping that was cruel, and I'd zot it. MF was 260 something there, Jordan. This is offline, Mats. Yes. Castlefear loves the chill play style. From, wait, why'd you question mark Trapson? Maybe I missed something there. Oh, you love the chill play style of a Trapson, what you're saying, I think. Maybe. If you start D2R all over again, I would never start offline single player with anything except a sorceress. I think it is a mistake to start with anything but a sorceress. But I have heard some people say they don't, maybe for funsies they want to start with something else. But just for the best, smoothest start, I would always pick sorceress. D2R China, question mark, says Paul. I'm not sure what about it. I missed the context maybe. Took a break from my Grail, says M. Riley, I believe. Mr. Ellie. Had another kiddo. First TZ Andy TZ Andy bird drop. My God. Congratulations. Congrats. On the bird drop and the new kiddo, right? How did he farm Enigma? He meaning me, I think, maybe, Mats. Yeah, I did lower Karas until I got it. And what I did for getting the Enigma off the bat, I just every rune. If I found an rune, an ist rune, every lem, every ohm, every low, every rune, everything, vex, every sir, every rune I found, I cubed together and cubed them up to make enigma. Every single one. Farm with a cold sorceress. So if you're talking when you start off there, War Machine, like Andy Meth right off the bat to get all that. Ooh, man. See, the thing is, sometimes some of the tombs, they have things I can't take out in there, so. But Andy Meth, Ancient Tunnels, Stony Tombs. And then, of course, Lower Karas to get things like Infinity, Enigma, or you can even take some of the Ohms and Vexes and stuff and make Call to Arms and stuff like that. Griefs. Is there setting a YouTube stream that sets our names to our @ or something? I'm not sure what exactly is going on with that. You'll have to look around, maybe Google it there. I'm not sure what YouTube was thinking doing this ridiculous like tag thing. I don't know why they didn't just leave it how it was. Like some software engineer had to justify their job and like, look, we changed things, we made it better. But really, it's either different and the same, or it's worse. So they just have to justify their jobs and change stuff all the time. So let's see, you can only get 5 sockets in a superior giant thresher. I think giant threshers can get 6 sockets. A regular thresher can get 5. If I'm not mistaken. So if you large get them, you know, or that's the most you can get in it. Pretty sure. Got a goal already since we started running LK check party. Nice, 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 nice. Can you make a paladin to get a Sork? A Sunder Charm first, but I made a Sork, ran P8 Mephisto till I was cranked. Yeah, I would recommend running the Sork. I bet you at minimum 50% of the time I'm playing builds on single player, I don't use a Sunder Charm. Minimum. Maybe even like 60 or 70% of the time I don't use a Sunder Charm. Let's go try the tomb. I think it's like sometimes that everything is undead or demons, or I think it's all undead actually, but sometimes it's not. I think I can't remember for sure. Let's see. Because yeah, sometimes you can get these ghosts in here, which hey, can be good. Here's a goodie. So maybe we'll do this. When you start offline, you always get the new patch? Question mark. You always get the new patch. I mean, the game is always on the newest patch, I believe. Unless you find some way to load up D2R without using the BNet launcher, which you can. There is actually kind of a way, but as long as you're loading up the game in a standard way, you'll always have the newest patch. Just scarabs. It's just scarabs, you say, is the only thing. Yeah, the other thing I hate too are those. What are they called? Those giant things with the clubs that you get in here, odors or whatever. I think they're called in this area. I really hate them too. They're not. I think you can kill them, but they just have so much life that I don't even like bothering to take them out, to be perfectly honest. Greta saying you found must have been a giant thresher that had 4 sockets. Depends what you're trying to make. That could be perfect. Giant thresher for making infinity or something, or an insight. Probably don't remember me. Mattis says here, but last stream I was talking about making my first offline call to arms. 6 bow and 5 battle command. Oh, yeah, I remember getting asked about that, so I would assume it was you. You were nervous about making it, I think, because it was going to roll bad. Congrats on that one. Gotta love it. What did mine end up? This is the second one I made. 5-5, so that's not too bad. The first one I made was like 3-2 on offline here. For a D2R. Fine, I guess. Do you ever play hardcore? Essentially never, no. I just do once in a while because just once every 6 months I'll do like a stream where I like start like playing hardcore playthrough or something. Maybe less than that even, to be perfectly honest. I don't like hardcore. If I play hardcore, I feel like I can't read stream at all because if I look over, chat kills me all the time, so I gotta be careful, you know. Reading all the comments. What if I was playing on terrible ping? Well, offline single player usually fine with that, but no, I'd still play Sorceress first to start off. Now, when you say start off, I don't know, like, if you mean by start off, like, you're starting, you know how to play the game, or if you're saying to start off, like, somebody's first time playing D2R ever in the history of ever. Because if you're saying someone to play D2R for the very first time ever, in that case, I might say to play Paladin. But if you know how to play Diablo and you're talking about starting offline single player, then I'd say go Sorceress to start. Sometimes maybe I just didn't understand the way the question was worded or something, perhaps. But favorite class overall, Phil, gotta be Sorceress for sure. Kind of boring, I know, like the one with teleport, Phil, real original, but it's just so awesome. You can do lightning builds, you can do cold, you can do fire. There's like multiple different lightning builds you can do. There's multiple different cold builds. There's multiple different fire builds you can do. Like, just so awesome, you know what I'm saying? Just so awesome. So, never tried FOH, Matt says. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Even budget-wise, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so. Yeah, Grotto, so you say it's 15 ED, but not ethereal. Talking about, see, there's the ones you don't want, but. Yeah, I would wait to try to get something ethereal for Infinity. I would definitely make an insight in that if you don't have one already, and that, or just make another one. Like I'd just make one in that because it's a pretty solid base for like a Infinity before you can get the, you know, 4-socketed polearms that are ethereal to make for insight instead of like, you know, just for Infinity. There's some stinking bugs. FOH is cheeks at P8. I wouldn't go that. This is players A right here, and the only problem is that these guys are immune to. They're not. They're. You know what I am saying. They're not undead or demons. It's not terrible at players 8 if you got good gear, but it. I think on P8 hammers is more powerful. Let me sit back here. Only 52 likes. Everybody in chat, help a Phil out here and hit the like button for me there on YouTube. FOH has that range. Yes, that's true. It definitely does have that range. Ooh, let's just go like this. Yeah, you don't have to tele-stomp every single monster in the whole map. That's cool. Yeah, because I mean, saying it can't take out P8, like this is players A right here. It just melted the whole room in 3 shots. So like, well, maybe not the whole room. There's some of these guys hiding over here. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying, right? Corbin, welcome in. Doing good. Hopefully you're doing good as well. Yeah, FOH's almost one of those builds too. It clears faster. Like the larger the pack is, too. And if not faster, it clears larger packs at the same speed it clears like smaller packs. So Been playing D2 off and on since it came out. I never made a Hammerden. I didn't play Hammerdens much. I played one when I was younger or whatever, but it's almost one of those ones that I like, you know, I was like, well, I'm not going to play the same Hammerden that everybody else does because, yeah, it's just a lame Hammerden that everybody uses, you know. So I didn't play one for like a super long time. What a gross room, bro. That's all them beetles. Actually, get right out of this tomb. If there's ever a tomb with those beetles, I'm just skipping it.
Wife burnt my chicken like Phil's steak.
Trash. Yo! I do not burn steaks. I can cook it to a perfect well done without burning it. Thank you for the 20 months of Slayership. Ooh, appreciate ya. That's rude, though. Locked, welcome in. What is my 48-month badge looking like? Ooh. Oh, more stinking beetles, bro. I didn't get onto that yet. Sorry. F for bus. Sorry about that. I do need to get that done. Barthemus!
Wednesday Phil Smash. Just like everyone with that like button.
Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Would Infinity or Doom be too broken in a staff? Kind of. Too broken? It's hard to say. Like Infinity in a staff, so you get like 3 Nova, 3 Lightning Mastery in a staff with Infinity. I mean, that'd be a bit much in my opinion. Doom, minus cold res. I don't think Doom would matter much because of how cold mastery works. It's the one of the masteries that minuses res already anyway, so I don't know if that one would be broken, but maybe Infinity. You're only at 46 right now. Yeah, I gotta get on it. I owe G-Stacks. I think G-Stacks is at the 48, and that someone else I think just touched it too, and I've just been... I got bowling tonight. Oh, I was gonna ask you guys. What, So some of you guys know that I was looking to get my roof redone. And I know it's gonna vary, but depending on state and, you know, a lot of different things, right? But did I not see... Actually... I didn't see Duriel anywhere in any of these tombs. I probably just skipped that tomb. Oh, I was gonna ask, like, if someone had like a house that's like 1,200 square foot, which is like the size of my house, how much did it cost to redo your roof? I got 2 quotes so far to get my roof redone, and the 2 quotes were $5,000 different from each other, which is why you get more than 1 quote, I guess, huh? They were $5,000 different from each other. That sounds drastic. Trash, are you saying that you think there might be a toggle somewhere on in my stream settings when I go live or something? Is that what you're getting at, Trash, there, or I can't really tell for sure. Or each individual person has a different toggle for it or something. Big storm, call your insurance company. I mean, yeah, I don't know about insurance fraud if I really wanna do that. I know if I hear people do it, I'll do it, this and that. I've heard stories, but if you tear the shingles off yourself, I thought about asking about that. If I could, like, hey, can I just call the company and have them, and I'll pay to have a dumpster come out and I'll take all the shingles off? Can you just shed, like, you know, 3,000 off the price or 4,000 off the price? That'd be sick. So you did it for 3,000 yourself? Yeah. The only thing is for like laying the flat parts are easy, or just one over the top. Like if you just have a house that's just like this, it's easy. But I got so many different peaks here and there. Corbs, what the Corb 55? Thank you so much for the $10 Dono through Streamlabs. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. For the roof fund. Appreciate you. Yeah. Gonna need that. Yeah, a few different people. A lot of them are saying around 10K-ish, 12 here, 9.5, 11 for different people. So that's what they're saying. What people are saying there is okay, yeah. The one guy, the first person I had quote me, which was actually a number that it was a guy that I got like through a friend. So it was like a friend of a friend's company. So I kind of feel like I'm like, what happened here? He quoted me for 17.5. And I was like, what? This seems way higher than I thought. I'm like, is inflation that crazy? And then I got another quote from just some random company I seen a person in my neighborhood had, and there was a sign out front when they were redoing, so I took a picture of it and called them. And yeah, they pretty much quoted me for what you guys are saying, so it's crazy. Big plumbing company quoted you for $2,000 for a hot water heater. But a regular dude quoted you for like $700. Yeah, hot water heater is pretty... I actually did that. Well, myself, I had somebody kind of show me, but they're so easy nowadays, actually, with the new shark bite hoses and stuff. You just, like, cut the old tube and push the thing on, you're good to go, so. Roof's expensive because you need, like, one a lifetime. Kind of, yeah, but, yeah. All sorts of weather changes in Michigan. You got your shingles off of Marketplace? Interesting. Where am I going? Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I've never dealt with roofs. I don't know about, like, doing this stuff like that. I assisted redoing the shingles on a garage one time, but it was a standalone garage. So, like I was saying, you know, my house has all these peaks and valleys around the chimney. You know, a covered patio, you know, then the roof goes out over the porch. There's all these different hips here and there and stuff like that around this way and around different pipes and stuff like that. And I don't know about all that, you know, for something that you cannot have fail, right? I can't do the roof myself. Be like, oh, actually for the last 4 years, I did the shingles myself and there was water leaking here and here and here and here. You know, you can't have that. That's like something I don't know. That don't want to do it price. Maybe, like, honestly, that might have been what happened, to be perfectly straight up, because he was the whole time he was commenting, and there is kind of, but he's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of, I guess you call it a hip or what, you notice how it comes this way and then it like comes over like this and then it comes this way and then it comes up again like this. He's like, yeah, there's a lot of, you know, folds in this roof. Yeah, he said that like 5 times while he's up measuring my house. So it's like, okay. Get what you pay for in construction? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I believe that to a point, but like, yeah, I just don't know how it could be that much more, you know? Literally 50% more, I don't know. Maybe one company's so busy they just quote people like super high and like if they take it we'll do it, but like we're so busy, you know, but they don't want to say like they don't want to say that, you know, I guess I don't know. Let's see, roofs like eye surgery. Yeah, I mean if you go with like a roofing company, or I guess when you say that it's you kind of mean like what I was talking about earlier about you don't want to do it yourself and have it wrong, you know what I mean? Like actually pay an expert to do it. And I mean, like these are roofing companies that have been around for like, you know, all of them are, or both the 2 people I had so far were both over 20-year roofing companies. Like one was 27 and one was like 25 or something, you know, so it's not like just like, oh, I know a guy that just, he'll come over and do it himself and it takes him 2 weeks, you know. Yeah, and they're licensed professionals. Exactly. Someone up here, Pork Chop, said get a licensed professional. Yeah. Yeah, I can do tons of things like, well, I figured out how to do a lot of stuff, but the roof, I don't know about that. If it was like I said, I had helped me, my brother, and like a couple of buddies, like redid the garage on a rental property for my mom. But like, yeah, I was not the lead contractor for that shop. You know what I mean? Like my brother had helped with roofs before, and another guy used to work for a roofing company, one of the buddies that was helping us, so he was like the main, you could say. So I was the one with the least experience there. I just carried shingles up the roof and like, you know, got him out of the box and kind of laid him in order so he could just grab one and chunk chunk chunk, grab another one, chunk chunk chunk. So yeah, but yeah. Porowski, what's going on? Kasparowski, I'm not sure on the pronunciation there. Do forgive me. Sometimes I pronounce stuff roughly. A streamer was looking for a water heater fund when he rents. Wait, what? War Machine says, talking of water heaters, a streamer was looking for a water heater fund for when he rents. Interesting. Yeah, hot water heaters are kind of super easy nowadays to replace, to be straight up. Now that you don't have to like sweat on new copper lines and fittings and stuff, you can just use those shark bite hoses and stuff, but yeah. So yeah, speaking of things around the house I've learned how to fix and stuff, which I'm not doing the garage. I'm not doing the roof on my house, but I had to replace the control board in my refrigerator. That was a disaster, trying to figure that out. There was a water valve on my dishwasher that went bad when me and my wife were on our honeymoon. You start the dishwasher before you go on vacation, so you clean the dishes and they don't have a stinky dishwasher when you get back. I come back from Hawaii after 2 weeks and there's water all over my kitchen floor. Great. And it had been sitting there for 2 weeks. There's like black spots on the... It was a super old linoleum floor, so I actually replaced the flooring since then too, so, but... the oven... Jeez, the oven. I've gone through... I'm on the third microwave in the last like 5 years. Because the one went bad and then... Oh wait, your friend's mom has the exact same microwave and they're just gonna get rid of it and throw it away because they... Okay, well we'll take it. And then that one went bad and... A little bit of everything. Yeah, I mean when I say 3, the one wasn't new and I have no idea how long it had been used. And then also, I don't know how long it had sat in this lady's garage before they gave it to us, you know what I mean? So, UFC fan? Not really. I don't go out of my way to watch UFC. I kind of like it, but I would never pay money to watch it. The number of fights where it's just like two dudes laying on the ground hugging each other for like 15 straight minutes, and then the next fight, the guy gets knocked out in the first 7 seconds. You know, that's... No, it's okay when it's a good fight, but there's like 1 out of every like 50 UFC fights is actually good, so... In my expert opinion. Use online calculator to figure out how many bundles you will need. Use marketplace to find a roofer with leftover shingle bundles of shingles. Ask the seller if they do installation. Chances are there's shingles left over from some big job. Interesting. Man. And this isn't attack on your comment or anything like that. I have the worst time with Facebook Marketplace. Everyone says I found this great deal. I found that. I sell this stuff. It's great. I sell all this stuff. I get the I post things on Marketplace and I just get no replies. Nobody comments on it. The only comments I get are like, hey, for instance, when we moved in the house, the house came with a microwave. My wife had a microwave. So I was like, I'll just sell that microwave for you. I can get $10 for it or something, right? 10, $15. So I posted for 15, whatever. I get talked down to $10, whatever. Get the money, get out of here. I get nothing. And then I get the only person I got that even said anything. They're like, hey, would you take $5 for it? And I'm like, really? Like, you can't do just like at least 10? And they're like, nope, I'll do $5. And I'm like, whatever, fine, you can have it. And they're like, okay, I live in Novi. which if anyone who doesn't know, Novi is, I live on the opposite side of Detroit. That's like a 50-minute drive for me. And I'm like, no, I'm not driving for 45, 50 minutes to bring a microwave to your house so you can give me $5. Like, are you an idiot? Anyways. Yeah, anyways, Marketplace, never have a good time. Sir Duck, welcome in. Yo, yo. Warlock says, as a plumber, don't use shark bites on your hot water heater. They literally make hoses for hot water heaters that are shark bites. They're literally made for it. So, I mean, I don't know. I know plumbers like doing everything the way they've done it for the last 40 years, but they literally make hoses that are literally, these are hot water hoses for with the shark bites on them or whatever. They're like a different, they're like a different style of shark bite stuff. So, but yeah, I'm not a plumber, so you know, teach their own. You know, it might be better the other way. I don't know, but they literally, they're literally hot water heater hoses with shark bites on the end, specifically made for that task or whatever. So, good old swirling crystal. Can we get a 222 at least? It was hiding in here for a while. No. Slow day so far. I've had other people tell me similar things or say similar things, but I don't know if they, yeah, I don't know. So. Spend more than 5 just in gas. In gas. Maybe I missed something there. Love how I play metal. Another Jordan. Oh no, this is Jordan Aguilar. You were here before. There's so many Jordans all of a sudden. But yeah. Don't understand why people hate on the music. Yeah, I don't. People just like different things, I guess. People do hate on stuff, right? F y'all says you had unions right above yours, so it's super easy to connect. Yeah, for mine, the hot water heater in my house was so old that, like, nowadays they didn't make them that size, like that height. They're shorter now, and also the hot water heaters had been replaced so many times. There was like cut, and then there was like a little piece of copper with another union and another little piece of copper, and a cut and another little piece of copper and a cut, and then there was an elbow at the top. So I would have had to put a new elbow on and then put a new sweat that on, come down and sweat it. It would have been a disaster because there wasn't enough room with all the little pieces that people had put in every time they put in a new hot water heater. So, yeah. Varthmus says, still trying to get his Oculus offline. Yeah, it stinks when you want one specific thing and you just can't seem to make it happen. That's one of those ones that's online, not that hard to trade for, and it's much harder to find offline. It's less common, being a class-specific item. Yeah, someone was asking about Sunder Charms. You have to, it has to be from Terror Zones and Hell difficulty only, yeah. I do see somebody had kind of got your question already, or answer it, but just wanted to make sure you had heard that. Everyone name changed to Jordan. Vermesia. Come on! Vermesia. That's the name of that city in Final Fantasy IX that rabbit people are from. You named after that, or is it something else? Why am I not getting any? Oh, haha. Every time my mana runs out, I'm like, oh, I'm on the wrong side. I forgot about that. F y'all says doesn't mess with shark bites, does all of his stuff himself too, but since you know how to do everything, it's, yeah, I guess if you have all this stuff and you know how to do it, that's the thing too. If I knew how to, I mean, I kind of know how to do I've done it like once or twice. But man, if I don't have to do all that stuff with piping, cut this, cut that, you know, use the little sandy thing on the end of the pipe, put it, you know, put the stuff on, put it together, solder, you know, oh God, you know. You can just take a hose that you buy, you're done. You know? I don't know. Ever played Final Fantasy 15? I have not. I have not. The last Final Fantasy I played was like 13 or something. And I never played the online or anything, so. PAX is convenient and annoying at the same time. PAX, is that like, I don't know what that, I know I've heard that, but I don't remember what it means. Is that like PVC, but like the new version of it or something? I don't remember. Stay Frosty says the in-game music can get repetitive and annoying. I like the in-game music too, but I guess it is kind of nice having the, you know, a genre of music that I do like this type of background music I got here. The only thing is if I play metal and stuff, obviously not everybody likes it, so it could like be getting people to not maybe watch the stream because they don't like it that much. Ooh, 250 on that cool looking axe. But, you know, the thing is if you play Diablo 2, most everybody who plays Diablo 2 likes the Diablo 2 music. So if I had that playing in the background, you know, it might be better for the, you know, more people, but I don't know. Hard to say for sure. Hassan, welcome in, welcome in. Trash said he doesn't trust the shark bites. Yeah, that's usually what it comes down to, is people who did the piping where, you know, you sweat on the copper pipes and stuff. They just, quote unquote, don't trust them. They hear a horror story from some person, or, you know, some contractor buddy they know tells them, like, oh, don't do that. I've heard of people put those on and then it leaks and then it ruins their house, and it, I don't know. I can't imagine there being, and this isn't like some Amazon special, like, I couldn't imagine there's this company that, like, makes all this stuff and that everybody uses, and it always leaks and it always ruins people's houses and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, every product's gonna have defects and issues. You could, the number of times I've had, like, a mechanic work on my car, at least twice I've had a mechanic work on my car, and when I got the car back, they did something wrong. Twice in my life. And I've probably only had my car in to get worked on, like, maybe a maximum of 10 times for stuff. One time there was something happened to my car, I forget what it was, but they had to take the tire off and they had to take the brakes off, and when they put the brakes back on, you know how there's bolts at the end of both the brakes? They didn't tighten one of the bolts down, and it fell out, and then it went inside my brake, and the way it got wedged in there, when I pushed the brakes, it shoved that bolt through my rim. So I was just driving, I hit the brakes, I just tapped the brakes one time, and it pushed that bolt through the rim, and my tire just seized up, and it just went, like right where I touched the brakes. And I was like, what the heck? And then I couldn't go, because the tire was frozen where it was at. It was crazy. And I was like, what's going on here? Something just broke, and I took the car back to the same people who worked on it like 2 or 3 days before, and they're like, ugh. I mean, we can't prove that we made a mistake, but this bolt fell out of your brakes that we just took off and put back on, and yeah. I'm like, well, yes, then it was obviously something you guys did wrong, duh. Like, home improvement YouTube channel. I thought about it, honestly. I thought about just doing a channel, and every time I learn how to fix something around the house, just making a video about it, about how to do it. That's pretty much what I did for my video editing channel. But the thing is that improvement stuff around the house, like, everybody watches that stuff. How many people watch how to use DaVinci Resolve to edit video, right? But everybody wants to try to fix things around the house, even if they don't need to fix it, or even if they don't fix it, they want to look it up to see if they can fix it themselves first, at least once, you know? But yeah. Wookop said you can barely hear the metal. Yeah, depending what device you're on too, it's unfortunate with the audio that, like, if you're on a phone, you probably can't barely hear it. It's not super loud either, but on a phone you can barely hear it, like you almost can't hear it at all. But then if you're on a computer with your speakers, it sounds probably pretty alright, or on like a TV, or in headphones, it probably sounds mo better, or right. But I don't want to, like, but probably 70% of people just watch the stream on their phones, right? So I don't want to, like, I don't know, it's hard to know exactly where to put it, but DKK says if you don't have room to put the crimp, it gets difficult. So you're talking about the shark? Oh, for the PEX stuff here. PEX is more resilient and freezing versus PvP. Gotcha, okay. Yeah, definitely not a home improvement expert. I've heard a thing or two, though. DKK. Yeah, I've never had one of the shark bites leak. I have them now after all the different things I've done plumbing-wise since I got this house about 10 years ago. Both my bathrooms have the shark bite hoses underneath of them now. I got the shark bites going to the toilet in both the bathrooms. I got the ones to my hot water heater. I got it to everything. They don't leak ever. So that I have. You say if you don't prep them correctly. Yeah, I mean, I do follow the directions, I suppose. So how-to videos have very different view patterns than gameplay videos. You'll get more consistent views over time, but almost nothing at launch. Very true. Very true. That's exactly how the how-tos for my DaVinci Resolve editing stuff is. I'll post a video and like literally like 400 or 500 days go by and it'll have like 300 views, and all of a sudden it's like you know, like this, like the graph is like that. And then I've got videos that have like several 100,000 views and stuff on my video editing channel, but I got like 4,000 subscribers, you know. DMC said saved hundreds. I've probably saved thousands though, but yeah, doing car work for yourself, yeah. Just a couple days ago, I replaced my windshield washer pump on my car, watching a YouTube video. Pretty easy once you watch somebody do it one time, to be honest. It's pretty much like undo these screws, hold back this panel, disconnect this wire, pull it out, shove a new one in. That's pretty much all you had to do. The worst part was draining out the old washer fluid, because it like nothing came out, and I was like, wait a second, I didn't think my washer fluid was empty, and I filled it up all the way to tippy top, and then now I had to drain it all out again. So Liquid Death DK, yeah, I don't never had that stuff before. See it around though. Stray Bullet saying copper's a whole different beast, talking about that kind of stuff. Issues with a leak once when you replaced with a shark bite. Huh. Yeah, I've never had any before, so. But yeah, copper, doing all the copper stuff, I ain't about that life. Stay Frosty says watches the stream on his computer while he's slaying. Great use to the stream. I used to do the same thing back in the day. Ah! You can like see them, but they can't see you. I don't know if I ever went in that spot before. Did I add new blinker fluid? Oh yeah, I always make sure that's topped off. Always make sure that's topped off. I need some H2O. Drank enough coffee today, I think. Warlock says his opinions could be talking about the shark bite and stuff, burst piping, skewed from his commercial aspect for most home and retail or whatever. Shark bite's probably perfectly fine. Yeah, that's what I think too, yeah. Oh, double durability. Tried giving me a set Shaco. Yeah. And the thing is too is it's like it's kind of like what my father-in-law told me, my wife's dad. He's like, yeah, if you're connecting two pipes like inside the wall of your house, you don't use shark bites for that. But like going from like your faucet to the tube under the sink, that's fine. If it's in an open area that you can see it, don't put it inside a wall or something though. Never do that. That's what he told me. And I'm like, that sounds accurate. Because really, like, how often, like the hot water heater, it's only going to last like 10 years. I'm going to have to replace it again, so I'll see it again and again and again. Faucets, you don't replace them all the time, but you're always looking under the sink a few times a year anyways, at minimum. No matter what. Probably once a month you look under the sink minimum to grab, you know, another roll of toilet paper in the secondary half bath or something, you know what I mean? So, but don't put them in the walls, right? Muffler bearings lately? No, I haven't changed those in a while. I should probably look into that. I didn't, I gotta check out the, I think the flux capacitor was going bad too. I gotta look into it, so make sure it's still good. Bermesia saying had to check his, recouple the washer fluid hose. Yeah. I had something similar happen. You say it was behind insulation stuff. On my wife's car, the washer fluid hose broke. Like, it just, like, over time got, like, whatever they made it out of, it like, hardened. It's supposed to be super flexible. It got harder and harder and harder till one winter when it was, like, -15 out. It just shattered, you know? Or maybe one time when we opened the hood and closed the hood, the hose would normally bend and it just snapped. And, she didn't realize it, of course. And I think what happened was, you know, if it's not, you're like, you know, it's like supposed to be shooting the fluid out, and you're like, why isn't it working? My windshield's dirty, I can't see. Well, her battery went bad, and it was all corroded when I went to take it out, and I think it was dumping the washer fluid directly on the car battery while she was driving down the road, like trying to get the washer fluid to work. And then, of course, you know, she tells me, and I go to check it, and I'm sitting here pushing the button. I'm probably dumping even more fluid on the battery. It's not spraying. Hold the button down longer. I'll try that. So I think it was just dumping washer fluid on the battery over and over and over again. And so it made the battery go bad. So I had to figure out how to replace that hose and whatnot. What a dummy, Phil. What a dummy. Speaking of me being a dummy, make sure you hit that like button for me, huh? Isn't a shark bite a drink you get from the bar? There might be one, but... Yeah, Trash says land shark, buddy. Could be land shark. But there could be some kind of drink called shark bite, but... Shark bites come from Sharknadoes. This is true. 13-year-old son this week passed, wanted to drive my car. It was a 5-speed and he did well. Oh, a manual too, huh? Jeez. The only manual car I've ever drove, I had just moved around in a driveway. Like, I backed it up and then pulled it over here. But I do have a Class A CDL, so I could drive a semi, but never did manuals for cars, which they're slightly different from what I understand. Do you drain and flush your heater? I need to get on that. They do last longer if you do that, I know. That's why the last one went bad, I'm pretty sure. I do need to do that. I don't know how to do that. I've never done it. I've had this hot water heater for like about a year, maybe. So I probably need to look into that pretty soon, so. DKK, auto restricted. I don't know what you mean by auto restricted. So I guess no? Another Sunday. I kind of wish... Ooh, isn't that one off of perfect? Close, 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 close. Asthmatic got 500 quoted for $500 for a water pump replacement. Only spent 100 doing it myself. I had to get a water pump replaced on my car, but it was I would have done it myself because I know how much it costs to do, but okay, so you know how sometimes the modern cars, when they put them together, boy, old man complaints here. when they put the more modern cars, when they design them, everything's piled on top of each other and you can't get to one thing without taking out a bunch of unnecessary stuff. You literally, to change the water pump on a 2012 to 2016 Ford Taurus, you have to drop the gas tank and remove it, among other things, to get to where the water pump out. I kid you not. So I had to pay someone to do it. The water pump went bad on my 2013 Ford Taurus, and yeah, that was one of the times when the mechanics did something wrong. And you had to take off the whole belt, you know, like I don't know if they're just called serpentine belts, you know, the one that goes like this all around inside, you know, across all these different things. They had to take off. You have to take off all the wheels, take off that belt, drop the gas tank and everything to get to where the water pump is, to get it out. And they didn't put one of the wheels back on right. The wheel was like wobbling like this, so the belt was like, and I had to get that fixed. So selling the Ford, get something else. Easy fix. Okay, well, sounds like a stupid idea to me, G6. What's a water pump? It's something on a car. I'm pretty sure it's what moves around the coolant, I believe. I could be wrong, to be honest. Not a car expert. Fred, welcome in. Change the anode rod. Yeah, I kind of need to look into that. It's not the craziest thing. Like, I think there's like a bolt and you just like, I don't know. I'd have to look into it. Just drain it. The rough thing is draining it. That's going to be just like 5-gallon bucket after 5-gallon bucket, isn't it? Wait, have I been IDing and throwing out all the jewels? Gosh darn it. I want to keep the jewels. Yeah, Fred. Apparently, this is the new name that the names are going to be. Oh, Trash! If you responded, I must have missed the comment. My apologies. Did you You had said that a different streamer, was it you say Mishka or something, said that there was a checkbox for having the handles or not? Is that what you had said, Trash? Like on my stream settings, or did I misunderstand you earlier when you had said that? Kasparowski. First SOJ. Congrats on that one. Nice. Any recipe for perfect ruby? You could do blood rings, blood gloves, stuff like that. Probably got an F base for the Infinity, but it's a Thresher. I would just make it in the Thresher. If you had a Infinite or Ethereal Thresher Infinity or Ethereal Mancatcher Infinity, you will never know the difference. You will never. Even if it's an Ethereal Cryptic Axe, you could look right at the Mercenary and go, try to guess which one's the Thresher and keep swapping it and have someone swap it. This one's a Thresher. This one's the Mancatcher. You wouldn't be able to tell, so. Someone's going to tell you that they could tell. They couldn't tell. I firmly believe that. Ah, they mana burned me. Ooh, not too bad. Druid. Yeah, well, Life Leech. Oh no! What? I assumed he'd be fine. Wah wah. Yeah, definitely for an Infinity, I would just say definitely wait for an Ethereal base, but I wouldn't wait for like a perfect base. Oh. Mishka said she didn't change anything, and she still has the IDs the way it was. Yeah, I didn't change nothing either, so I'm confused as to why mine all changed for you guys. And yeah, I didn't change anything. I'll have to double check and look at everything and see what happened. Yeah. I was looking real quick at the settings and stuff, see if there's anything there. It don't look like it. Ghost Undead, you sup? Welcome in. Yeah, G-Stack said they perma changes, so it might be one of those things that with the whole handle, you know, the handle thing we're all complaining about on YouTube. They might have a lot of times YouTube does stuff in like waves. I don't know how they choose, but like they'll do like 10% of you know, YouTubers at a time, and then like a month will go by and they'll do another 10%, and then they'll do like 30% more, so they'll be like half the people after like 2 or 3 months, and then they'll do the 50% that's like remaining after that, with a lot of different features. Hopefully this one they decide to just go, wow, that was a terrible idea, we'll change that. Yeah, but oh yeah, by the way, you guys can change your handles though too if you want to. Just an FYI. Yeah, the annoying thing is just that stupid @ symbol before everybody's name. It's just another thing I have to look past to try to read people's names. It's so stupid. So stupid. Mega dumb stupid. Oh well. Barb Combat 44 life skiller. Ooh. That's unfortunate. You'll get him next time. Yeah, my first skiller I ever got that was over 40 to life was Curses for the Necro, so I feel ya. I feel ya. Do you kill the boss? I usually do kill the boss, but I'll be honest, I haven't seen Daryl yet, so I don't know if I keep just skip, like, if there's a tomb that has those beetles in it, Fist of the Heavens does not work against those beetles, so I just instantly leave that tomb. So I guess that's the tomb that's always the one that has Duriel in it, but usually I would take him out, yeah, so. Yes, Anil, I agree, that thing is annoying. For sure. Zach up here a minute ago talking about for perfect rubies blood helms. A blood helms I'd make like on a playthrough for an Act 2 mercenary or something like that, or you know, maybe for a melee character. Yeah, so they can have a little use early on. Ancient Ka? Why did that look like a super unique name? But I didn't remember there being a super unique in the tombs. Maybe I just forgot. All Daryl drops is 5 town portals anyways. Well, sometimes not. I know I can remember at least one time getting a Shaco off of them. Ooh, actually on the playthrough, 2 or 3 seasons ago, on the playthrough I snagged a Viper Magi from Daryl. I'm pretty sure that must have been Hell Daryl, I think. But Billy LAD, welcome in. Hopefully you're doing good as well. Cabs Bass saying, started playing single player for the first time after 25 years. Slow going. Slow going at first, but it's fun. Ooh, just 6. Bib Dog saying the razor switch on the playthrough. Yeah, that was the season 2, or not the season 2, but it was a season also where we were playing and we were like, are we gonna go do Nightmare or do cows to get a crystal sword? And we were like, ah, no. Son of a... No, I'm joking. How many... Don't even ask me how many of these things I've found. Don't even ask. Oh, well. Still a sacred armor. It's kind of cool, I guess. But. I was gonna say... That was a season where we were like, should we go back and farm, you know, for a sword from cows to make a spirit for a teleporter? And I was like, nah, let's not worry about it. For whatever reason, I just decided I was the teleporter. I was like, oh, let's not worry about it. I'll just go ahead and, you know, I have a 20 FCR wand and a, you know, whatever, stealth armor. That'll be good enough to teleport with. And then Act 2 of Nightmare, razor switch popped off. And we're like, yeah, let's go. Because it's so huge, that razor switch, that staff. That's the one, it's got like 50 FCR. It's got like 70, it's got like 50 all res or something on it. Like crazy, 175 mana. It's just nasty stuff. Piper, not a ton of drops, just a few little things. Immortal King's armor. I've probably found like 70 Immortal King's armors. No joke. And if that number was higher, I wouldn't be shocked. For Sir in the Ancient Tunnels, John Markson. It's a good start. Sir is half a Burroon for you. How many Tel's armors have you found? A lot. There's been days... Actually, I haven't found a Tel's armor in a while. What's going on? I've had days where I found 3 Tel's armors in, you know, 3 Tel's armors in a 3-hour stream. Derek Sears got an SOJ from Nightmare Duriel on a playthrough? My god. My god. Love to hear it, but that's crazy, yeah. Can Andy drop Tel's armor? I feel like normal Andariel cannot. But I don't know that for sure. So, don't quote me. I don't believe so, though. Terrorize, high level, obviously could find anything, but... Tyrael's mites. There you are. I've been looking for you. This guy. This guy. Been looking for you in the wrong spots. G-Stack says he gets irritated the chat keeps changing to top chat and booting me from live chat. Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. Oh, top chat. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Well, at least I figured it out. Thanks for saying that, G-Stacks. I didn't realize that in Streamlabs OBS, there's also a tab to change between live chat and this top chat thing. Why would that why is that a thing? I'm sorry. Degenerate, I do now see your comments. I'm sorry. Or anybody else who your comments weren't being seen. I didn't see that up there. What an idiot. I'm sorry. Okay, so anyone who was in chat who thought I wasn't seeing their comments, I should see them now. Okay, let's see. Move on here. How annoying. Check out every stream. Keeps changing on G-Stack's end. Hopefully in Streamlabs at least it doesn't keep changing. That is so stupid. So yeah, anybody in chat, at the very top of the chat, make sure you go up there and change that to live chat. Because the YouTube, like, it must be the YouTube algorithm or something, just decides if people are spammers or not. Not just like if they're enthusiastic about Diablo 2 and they comment. But they just go, oh, they're commenting a lot on a lot of different streams. They must be spammers. Or something. I don't even know what, but... Batikan. Mr. Bontikan. I can see you. So I'm... Honestly, I don't recognize seeing your name today, so if you had other comments, I might have been not seeing it, so... Jeez. This could be good! Oh, dang. Crazy. Is it worth doing a call to arms if you found an ohm? Oh yeah, yeah. Call to arms is probably one of the most important rune words you can make. To be straight up. It'll literally double the survivability. Like, it'll go from your mercenary not being able to survive to him surviving all the time. It's mega super important. If you have an ohm, if you have the rooms to make call to arms and you don't have one, absolutely do it. Like, do that first, pretty much, essentially. Am I going to be doing any more trivia? B-dub. I actually was going to do a trivia a week or two ago, but then Llama had something come up. I'm not sure exactly what, but then he couldn't do it, so I was like, oh, man. And then last week I couldn't do it because of the stuff I had going on. I should actually be doing the trivia this week. Yeah. It's one of those things to where, like I just simply do not know as much as other people that do the trivia, so I'm not, you know... I'm not very good just in life in general at trivia, just even regular real world trivia. I don't know how you want to word that, actually, real world, but I'm not good at specific topic trivia. I'm really good at, like, general trivia because I know a little bit about everything, but I don't know everything about anything. So yeah. When's the trivia? It's always on Friday at 1 o'clock generally, 1 p.m. Eastern. And Llama just does it on his channels. He streams it on his Twitch and YouTube. So. Where are we at here? Okay, I was double checking some whatchamacallit. So, rolled a 40 Hoto yesterday. Trash. Yo! H-O-T-O. Heart of the O. Love to hear it. Good rolls on stuff. It's great. Mr. Pismeyer, what's going on? Dude, I feel like there was so many people I wasn't seeing their comments because of that thing that was checked. The live chat check thing. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Over the last couple days, so many people were probably hopping in the stream like, oh, he's just ignoring me and leaving and stuff. Oh, I feel like an idiot. You know what I feel like too? Up earlier, I was like, man, why is there... You know, it's fine if there's a bunch of new people and stuff, but, you know what? It kind of, seems like there's no channel members in here. It's weird, because usually, like, half the chat is channel members. But, I was like, oh, man, there's, like, no channel members in here. It almost seemed like the top chat or whatever was blocking channel members. It literally seemed like that. Now that I look at it. It's crazy. Yeah, I do see degenerate stuff now anyways. I went up and scrolled up the chat, and I see degenerate with multiple comments up there after I changed the checkbox, so... It was almost like all channel members were just, like, getting blocked almost. It was weird. Ever done a single barb DK? Yeah, it's probably... Singer barb could be my favorite barb build, to be honest, so... Is a normal 4-opening socket man catcher worth keeping? I wouldn't say so. I would never do an infinity in that, and you can't make an insight in it or anything, so I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, degenerate. Hey, I see you now. I finally figured it out. YouTube's gone mad or something, Pismer. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Everything that they've done to change it has made it worse. So, with this new live chat thing or whatever it's live chat and preferred chat or whatever it is. This handle thing is stupid. It's much worse than it was before. Like, it's just stupid. Just stupid. It's at best pointless, and at worst, it's worse. So, but the best case scenario is it's pointless. It's just, this live chat and preferred chat is the worst thing I've ever seen, to be honest. Especially if it's going to change itself randomly. God. You always ignore... Trash says you always ignore me. I do not. Snipe saying, for CTA battle order, this is an important one. 4 is great. 4 on the call times is okay. 5 or 6 is you're hoping for. You don't want the 1. Ozmanny saying, wait, YouTube changed something and screwed it up? Must be a day that ends in Y. Wait a second. Hold on, let me look at something real quick. Let me look this up. Hold on. You know what I just realized? Wait. Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Every day of the week ends in Y. Wait a second. You saying every day? Oh. Okay, I was kind of joking there. Maybe I went on with that bit a little too far. Oh well. I figured out the riddle. Shut the front door. Matthew Rams. Yo, Phil, we still here. I see you now. So if I wasn't answering your comment before, forgive me. But yeah, we still here. Heroes Might says, absolutely hate it. I think talking about either the handles and or the live chat, preferred chat dealio and all that stuff. Yeah, YouTube is so... I wish they would just not change things unless they made it better. You know what I'm saying? The first thing they need to do is to get the different icons and stuff to work in the chat for streaming. Like, why don't you work on that? So if people put, like, you know, the emote that's me, like, it doesn't say Phil Shockface in parentheses in the chat. It just has the emote. But if you look above me, if anyone in YouTube puts in any of the channel emotes that I made, it'll say, like, the emote. But if the Twitch puts them in, the Twitch ones work. But YouTube is just incapable of getting things to work right, so... Yeah, see Snipe? Shockface. It says... Where's G-Stacks? It just says monkey, 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 monkey with these little... So stupid, YouTube. You suck. TZ's over? Oh, thanks for... It has been over for a minute, hasn't it? Sometimes I get distracted reading chat that I forgot. I didn't realize. Or I looked right at it, seen it was over, and it just didn't register in my head that it... Oopsie. Your new number 2 D2R streamer, Matt Barker. I appreciate you. That's pretty high. Just, well, if you ain't first, you're last, though. Am I right? Ricky Bobby. As a D2R noob about to go into hell for the first time, what's your recommendation checklist I do before switching over from Nightmare? So I would get to level if your first time, probably like 70 before going to hell, probably. And I would do that by either, if you're on offline single player, turn it up to players 8 difficulty and just spam farm Eldritch for like until you get to 70. Or you can also do bail runs. Or if you're online, try to find public open like bail games and just hop in and level until you get to about 70 before going to hell difficulty. What else? What else? What else? But for checklist beyond that, I wouldn't say necessarily anything. You could always get better gear and stuff like that, but I would really recommend trying to kill monsters in hell difficulty to get better gear. So, I mean, if you got a spirit sword and a stealth armor beyond that, like, you know, that's stuff you're going to get, like, at the end of normal difficulty or at the beginning, so... I didn't read yours, Oz said. I didn't read yours. I must have missed whatever comment that was, sorry. I do still, and I will still miss comments from time to time. I do forgive me, so... Where can you find a base for Call to Arms? I mean, you just need a 5-socketed, what, crystal sword? You can put it in anything, right? I think? Call to Arms? Any weapon, but crystal sword's the most common, of course. Cows is probably the most common, but you can find it almost anywhere. 5 sockets? Definitely anywhere in hell difficulty. I don't know if Nightmare anywhere you can find 5-socket stuff. I forget how that all works, but... Go Mausoleum, JV. I don't like Mausoleum. It's too spread out. It's not dense enough, and you have to teleport all the way out to it and whatever. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan, personally. That kind of stuff. Yeah. Gee, Stacks, you like your monkey? Like, you have a pet, like Curious George or something, or what do you mean? Be more specific. Yeah, Mr. C. Crystal Sword and Flail are the most common for sure, yeah, for making that Call to Arms. But you can do it in, like, War Axe, Battle Axe. They all have, you know, whatever you want to. I always do it in something goofy like that that has, like, a lower strength requirement, but, like, different, just so when people see it, they're kind of, wait, what? You know, why'd you do that? Because wasn't able to take on Hell Bale until around level 85. Yeah, for sure, Hell Bale, if you go into Hell at level 70, you're definitely going to be, I don't know about up to 85 necessarily by the end. I do a lot of running and teleporting in hell difficulty, I'm gonna be straight up. So. Lots of running and teleporting. Definitely get yourself a tele staff if you don't have one. Look up how to get a teleport staff if you need to. Farming Nightmare Terror Zones. I never do that, Oz, but I'm gonna be honest. I haven't done a. You mentioned specifically Javazon. You say solo self-found hardcore. I haven't done a Javazon playthrough in like 3 years. Pretty much, I haven't done a Javazon playthrough since Terror Zones were in the game. I don't play hardcore, so yeah, I would be pretty far down the list of person you should ask for advice on that topic, I believe, or would give somebody recommendations on it. So. Might not be a bad idea, though, you say. If I stop to think about it, I mean, Nightmare Cows is probably not that dangerous. Javazon Rex Cows, so could be. I do know that cows generally don't, at least Hell Cows give really bad experience. I don't know if Nightmare Cows is different, but because I feel like in normal difficulty you can actually level up okay in normal cows. So, but yeah. Anything new in D2R? No, not really. What do you... Oh, I read that one. Jimmer's a big fan of double axes or nagas. Isn't a naga just the next level up of War Axe? It's like the mid-range. There's no, what is it? Normal, exceptional, elite. It's the exceptional level. Synthetic saying, wishing Hell Cows was good experience till 99. Back in the day it was. You could get the 99 in like a day in cows when I forgot. when the game first came out. Actually, for the first few years, I should say. When I first got D2, you could get to 99 and like even me as like a casual, like a random kid playing the game back in the day, I had several characters up to 99. Just several. Like back before ladder existed and stuff. Before they did the seasons and stuff. Yeah. Highest rune drop in Nightmare Lower Kurast. I have no idea. I wouldn't generally recommend people to do that, but especially considering Hell Lower Kurast, you don't have to kill any monsters, so you should probably do that. I don't know anything about Nightmare Lower Kurast, though. Yeah, I don't know. Galback. Yo! Welcome in. Legend. Ooh. Ivan's is probably Lem. Ooh, maybe I will go run Nightmare Lower Kurast. Vermesia saying, scaling XP penalty was one of the decisions of all time. It was one of the decisions of all time, wasn't it? I feel like you missed a word there. Was it one of the best or one of the worst? I don't know yet. I missed a 320. Oh, man, a 320-20, bro. Can't believe I missed that. It's unfortunate. Yeah, Davis, you actually ain't wrong. Phil don't know about the nightmare stuff because he gets to hell as fast as he can to get them burr runes on day one. Yeah, you can't find a burr rune on day one of ladder if you're farming nightmare. I'll tell you that much. You can't find the griffins on day one of ladder like I did a couple seasons ago unless you're farming hell difficulty. Isn't that the truth? Dude Will, yeah, Dude Will is a cool guy. He's got a lot of stuff going on his stream and whatnot. Give him a raid from time to time. Good old Heavy Boots. He's got all kinds of, I don't want to say goofy stuff, but kind of like all kinds of nifty little things that he gets on his streams. Good old Dude Willie. Ideal set number of players for online, but solo players like me. Let's see. What is the ideal set number of players for online, but solo? For online, but solo. I'm not sure on the question there, Soul Reaver. The way it's worded, I'm not understanding. Because online, you obviously can't set the players count. If you're saying like but solo, like when you're single player offline, I always do either 1, 3, or 7 pretty much. Just based upon how much life a monster gets relative to the drop rates. It just seems like kind of the best options. So 1 if you're spam targeting individual uniques and elites and stuff. Because they drop the same number of items no matter what. For runes and stuff, like you said, you kind of want to do as high as you can. So, sort of, but players 3 or 7 is what I do for if I'm trying to find like runes or rune word bases and stuff. So. Matthew. Oh, I didn't see Ginger's video necessarily, but I did know what you said, that in China they can't show skeletons. Ooh. I mean, it's kind of good, but high. Well, the strength isn't super crazy high, but 848 for a 3-socketer, that's not too bad. I didn't see Ginger's, but I seen Llama's video about the initial thing where Llama said in his video that, and I guess I kind of knew that, but I didn't know it. But yeah, whatever, either way. But yeah. Yep, interesting that they can't show skeletons. It must be some cultural thing or something that I have no knowledge on, so. Pismeyer saying, enjoys the P7 lower Kurast for those plenty of runes from the super chest. Good old lower Karest. I mean, not a bad melee with the life leech, all res. I feel like melee, I'm always going to use High Lord, so. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, it's only 3:20. Oh my gosh, I got all kinds of time. All kinds of time to stream today. Got bowling later. Important week too. Or important week as well. I wonder how they censor the skeletons. I wonder what they did. I didn't see. Maybe Ginger had that in his video though. Like skeletons and like what, zombies? I wonder what they have. How they censor it. Weird. Probably bread? Would they make the skeletons into loaves of bread? That's weird. Optimal FCR for Fire Sork. So Fire Sork is everything fire-wise goes to the 105 breakpoint. There's like a 200 breakpoint, but that's like ridiculous, am I right? So pretty much 105. 105 there. Fred says, wonders what's the reason behind the no skeletons thing. Yeah, it's got to be like a cultural, like something like religious or something, you know. I'm not really. It's got to be something like that. So your point on 105. Perfect. Nailed it. Cover up the bones with fabric. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder what it would look like. I wonder. Clowns instead of skeletons on the Chinese server. They're all walking around like, hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Like Krusty the Clown. Santiago, good afternoon to you as well. Can't let them know that human bodies have structural support. I mean, it's not like that. There's different cultures have different, you know. You know, like you go to some countries and, you know, everybody just literally nobody wears clothes. But then, like, you obviously couldn't have a video game in the United States where all the characters are just walking around completely naked, right? Just different cultures, you know? Doesn't really make sense to me either that they can't have a game with skeletons, but I mean, doesn't need to make sense to me. It's probably like a censor, like probably the skeletons, like you wouldn't be able to sell the game to, like it'd be rated like essentially like 18 and over or something, you know, like rated R essentially or something, you know. I don't know, maybe. NS Bank's comment there is probably pretty accurate. That sounds like exactly what, you know. A mule character class. I don't know. Maybe we'll get those shared stash tabs like they were talking about. I don't know.
What can I do for you?
This cave is not terrorized. Yeah, I am aware, but the pits is an 85 area, so I can find Tyrell's Might there. Maybe Pismeyer. Jordan Teague said he forgot to hit the like button. No! Hey, yo. Listen. Make sure you all hit that like button for me. If you didn't do so yet, please, I beg you. There's 190 people in on YouTube, 120 likes. Help a brother out. That is all. I'm serious. Anyways, Twitch, don't worry about it. More shared stash tabs not worth much. Personal tabs would be much more useful. I mean, I think, well, I mean, shared tabs or personal tabs. I mean, shared tabs are the same as personal tabs except they're shared. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't fully understand the argument. But you can access them from any character. I don't know. More tabs would be cool. I'm not really too, you know, bent out of shape over it either way. I just don't save as much stuff as other people do, I think. So, appreciate you. Soul Reaver, Pismeyer says, done! Appreciate you. How do you know what level area you are in? You just have to know it, pretty much. The 85 areas in Diablo 2 Resurrected are... You can find a list of it online. You can look them up. D2R 85 areas, but they're the best places. They're the places that you can find every unique in the game. So people who want to try to find the rarest uniques in the game, like me, I just, you know, you just have to remember it, right? And of course, like my favorites, I obviously memorize. There's some that I always forget. Like, I think like technically the bottom level of the maggot layer is an 85 area nowadays. I think the second level of like the underground passage is an 85 area. There's some weird ones that they added into D2R that are, they call them 85 areas. Like that's the area level. So that's like the monster level too. But yeah, pits over chaos. I kind of do. Yeah. The pits is just easier. So you can kill the monsters faster. You can still do Chaos P7 with this build, but it's just a little bit slower, and it's just that, you know. Yeah, Caliphan. It is good. It is good at Chaos. For foe, I prefer to not do Overplayers 3 for Chaos personally, which is fine. But also, it kind of annoys me that like the seal. Most people don't know this, but the seal bosses in the Chaos Sanctuary are not high enough level to drop Tyrell's Might or some of the rarest uniques. The regular elites and champions in the Chaos Sanctuary, just some random monster called like evil, like Dark Evil, the Flayed One. You know how they randomly generate the name? They are high enough, but the actual seal bosses aren't. And Diablo also isn't. So, kind of weird, but yeah. Dave G saying that they want to limit supernatural beliefs. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know exactly what goes on over there. I just chalk it up to their cultural beliefs and that's whatever. None of my business, I guess. Imagine farming the maggot layer. Actually, if you had different builds, it's not that bad. Like certain sorceress builds could be. Actually in PD2, when Project Diablo 2 first came out, that mod, they had this build that was so overpowered, but it was kind of awesome to play for like a month or something. But it's called Combustion, to where you shoot out a nova of fireballs. So they'd shoot out and blast the wall right next to you, and the blast radius, so you'd pretty much be hitting an individual monster with like sometimes 20 fireballs all at once. So it'd nuke everything instantaneously. And they made the whole thing an 85 area to drop every item in the game. So it was kind of nasty. But yeah, obviously that was some mod, so. Just need an Oculus or Shaco for my Sork. Come on, Andy. Yeah, hopefully. Best of luck with that, yeah. Castle Fear said, just got a 40 Heart of the Oak as well. Nice. I think it was Trash in the YouTube chat. Ooh, 3 NATO. Just said the same thing on YouTube a minute ago. A little bit ago, I should say. Love to hear it. Requiem? What's going on? So thanks for the content. Just for my first Jaw rune. Solo self found hardcore. Congratulations. I'm assuming that's going to go towards like an Enigma, probably. Legendary. G-Stacks, that's not nice. But I'll allow it. Good old friendly Razin, huh? Friend G-Stacks. Nice. Amazon clears some maggot layer easy. Hammerden, not so good. Also, faux pally, not great. Had maggot layer clearing. All them beetles in there, and then all them bugs and gnats and stuff. None of that stuff you can take out. I don't think there's a single thing in the Chaos Sanctuary, or in the maggot layer, that a faux pally can really take out. I mean, you got a little baby lightning damage from the foe, but from the FOH, but gross. Just gross. Got my first ever Crown of Ages, JB says last night. Yeah, rough roll there. One socket is automatically a big oof, but kind of rare. Congrats, you got it knocked off the list anyways. Mr. C Northeast knocked another Grailer off. Good old Bane Ash, right? Yeah, Bane Ash. TC3 or 5 or something, huh? Yeah, good old Bane Ash, that little staff. It's funny, those unique items, you always find them, like, at that level when an item might be useful, you never find it. Because you always get through that part of the game so quickly. And then it ends up being some item that, like, just won't drop in hell difficulty because it's so low level. Like, it will, but it just, like, seems like it takes forever. Oh no, got a yawn. Davis is a fan of the foe smiter hybrid. Yeah, that's a good thing about Fist of the Heavens. You have enough skill points left over. You can kind of do a lot of different things, whatever you feel like doing, I should say. I went ahead and maxed out Redemption just to make sure my life and mana stay up all the time. Don't have to worry about it, but if I ever wanted to smite anything, I would just respec into a smiter for single player. The way offline single player works, I can do that. Matathus, I kind of forget how to pronounce that, but says big change he would like would be ghosts dropping items, even if they were over the outer space or something. I guess I would be fine with it. It's just kind of a part of the, I don't know. It's not like good, but it's just kind of like a part of the game to kind of, you know, I mean, it kind of makes sense. So logically, you'd pretty much have to make the game illogical for that to like work, right? Because like logically, if something was flying over lava and you killed it and it fell in the lava, it wouldn't just teleport itself onto ground, you know, it would just fall into the lava and be gone forever. So I'm kind of fine with it just because it's like, you know, reality, I guess you could call it. More people would farm Arcane, maybe. Yeah, it would more people would find more high runes faster, so the value of runes and stuff on ladder would drop even faster, you know, at that point. So do I use the same gear for foe as hammers? Yep, pretty much. It's essentially, I think it's exactly the same pretty much. I might swap it around because I bet you I have 2 SOJs here. I bet you I don't have the higher breakpoint. I bet you I'm at a lower breakpoint here, FCR wise. Oh no, I have 125. Huh. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so I guess it's exactly the same. Taste Buds. First unique sacred armor. Congrats on that anyways. Didn't get super lucky. Knocked the Tyrell's Might off the list for off the bat. Man, if you find Tyrell's Might instantly on a like doing a Holy Grail, you like instantly shave off like a year or two from the amount of time it's going to take you. And you level up with Fist of the Heavens. Like, and by level up, some of the people asked that earlier too. I'm assuming you mean like play through the game. I mean, you can kind of do anything, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Because you're going to come to places like the Ancients, and you have to kill them, and you can't skip them. and they're not undead or demons, and then one of them will be immune to lightning, and you're just like, you're gonna have a bad time. So you have a real bad time. I usually do hammers. The only thing you'll struggle with is the second wave of Bale, essentially, but you can kind of get through that one way or another, because you're gonna have points into, like, a few points into this no matter what. Haas over Spirit for the Hammerden, DK says. To be honest, I think I usually use Haas instead of Spirit here for Fist of the Heavens, because you don't need the breakpoint. Get a couple extra skills, like you said, a little, so it's more damage. I bet you said, I know you said you do that on hammers, but I think 125 is the breakpoint for Paladin, so I feel like I usually would throw a Haas on here and then throw for a foe, but I would usually use Spirit to get to 125 for a Hammerden, but you'll be alright, even with the lower, you know, the lower breakpoint, and that's what you say you like, so mainly do what you like. Hybrid foe hammers. I do have level 27 hammers right here. But I don't like fully hybrid it though. Ray says it's a game where the barbarian shouts and kills monsters. Well, he shouts, but the shout is him, like, casting a spell, though. You know. That makes sense, right? Matthew's saying single player solo self-found much better because of the calculated high rune drops. Calculated high rune drops. Are you talking about drops from, like, lower Kuras? And you don't have bot spam? Yeah, the thing online is just so much easier to trade. But if you're online and you're not trading, then you might as well, like you say, come to single player so you can take advantage of some stuff. Haas with a perfect diamond. Yeah, I know. I think I have a Haas too, actually. I didn't socket it though, because I'm too lazy. I need to do that one of these days. I just need to socket this. I have an Ethereal Reaper's Toll I need to socket. I have, I think, a Night Wings I need to socket. Like, I have my D-Web I need to socket. I need to just take care of this. Just need to take care of it. Ethereal Reaper's Toll. Yeah, I found one probably about a month ago. I found it off of it was Mephisto, so it must have been a TZ Mephisto. I think I found it on stream too, so it was in a highlight video and everything. Don't remember which one though, because I always use my dedicated TZ Andy Meth Farmer for that, so could have been any character, any one of them. One socket, not enough. Hybrid hammer, take out Uber Diablo easy. Yeah, Uber. So Uber Diablo, you mean like for an Annie? Yeah, Uber Diablo. It's weird the way it is, but yeah, most people refer to that as Diablo clone, but because there's the other Diablo when you're running quote unquote Ubers. But yeah, the declone to get Annie really is not very hard actually. There's like a trick of like 2 or 3 things, and after that it's like super easy. Get candy. What's mommy doing? Brushes. I guess. Imagine Ozzy running around killing things with his stunning vocals. Says Fred. Maybe. He wouldn't even be slaying the demons. He would just be living in it. Mosaic Assassin Rex declone? Well, yeah, I mean, Mosaic Assassin one hits everything in the game, so. How do you socket uni items without the socket quest? Unique items without the socket quest. Yes, Knife says you cannot. Yeah, that's accurate, yeah. So that's what I need to do. I need to use the socket quest to socket that stuff. The issue being is a lot of the characters I have, I don't want to reset my maps. So I have like socket quests on normal difficulty and nightmare difficulty on like every character. So I have like, there's 7 characters. I got like 14 socket quests chilling around. But I don't want to reset my maps. Because then I'll have to like save and exit over and over to get another good map eventually. So, but I'll take care of it. That's something I'll do off stream. I just need to do it. I need to get up one morning early enough to take care of it. Actually get up in time. Any advice for Diablo clone with a summon necro? So actually for summon necro, there's for necromancer in general. I mean, I guess bone necro probably has the other way, but so pretty much what you have to do for a summon necro for declone is there's these type of monsters called Udors, I think. They're the big giant guys that have the hammers and are like. You can find them on your way down to Mephisto in Act 3. They can be, there's a bunch of different places, but the most common. On the way down to Mephisto in the Durance of Hate, you can see them at the River of Flames and stuff like that in Act 4. I can't think of where else now, but anyways, use the skill Revive. Take out a bunch of those and revive them. Those things have Crushing Blow on their attack. So they'll chop his health down real fast. Yeah, the ones with Crushing Blow. Exactly. Just bring up like 10 of those, and they'll chop him down like super. You just stand there and also get an item that has Prevent Monster Heal on it, or for your character, or Open Wounds on your character or the mercenary. Usually what I do is there's a rune word that uses, it is IF-LF, super cheap, but has 100% chance of open wounds. Slap that on your Act 2 mercenary, and declone will never heal for a very long time. So throw that on your Act 2 mercenary, bring up those Odars, and it's pretty much over. River Flame also, yeah. Yep, for those guys, Udars or Odars, or I forget how to pronounce it, but yeah, really that IF-LF, I think is it Malice, I think? That's really a trick for every character. Every single one. I actually have a video. Everything everyone asks about, I always have a video for it. I've made so many. From like 5 years ago, but of the summon necro taking out declone. And I have like tip videos for that kind of stuff too, that kind of mention, like I said, the IF-LF. At the beginning of every season, the very first time I see a 3-socketed polearm, I always grab it and I stick those 3 runes in it instantly, and I leave it in my shared stash, so that anytime a declone spawns, I can take them out. Sometimes it's annoying because the mercenary will swing and swing and swing and miss and miss and miss, keep stabbing, miss, but eventually he lands a shot, and you know. And early on in ladder, it's hard to keep your mercenary alive too. He just gets one-tapped over and over. The bottom of the palace before the Arcane Sanctuary. Ah, gotcha. LV Eagles fan. Las Vegas Eagles fan. Guess I wouldn't have thought of that place, but... Interesting. Alright, Teal's Might. Time for you to leave the chat and enter into this game. So you can drop off one of these elites. When can a declone spawn? It depends if you're offline or online. So declone spawns by, if you're offline single player, you sell 1 SOJ to any vendor, and the declone will instantly spawn at the next super unique monster that you go to. So instead of that super unique monster being there, it'll be the Diablo clone instead, which drops the Annihilus charm, the anti-charm. Online, people on each server, Americas, Europe, or Asia, everybody in that server combined has to sell between a random number picked between 75 and 125, I believe are the numbers. And when that random number between those two amounts is hit, that the server had picked, then the D-clone will spawn in everybody's game, and it's the same thing. It will spawn where the very first time that someone in that game goes to a super unique. So a super unique like Rakanishu, Eldritch, Pindle, stuff like that. Biff saying there's Biff hopping over to Twitch here. Says almost every day on Europe and Asia nowadays. D-clone spawns. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Heretic talking about a tip for a D-clone. Says lock him up in the bottom of the palace. Yeah. Going back through the Arcane Sanctuary and then going through that portal to where Fire Eyes is that's kind of my go-to spot, to be honest. The go-to for me. It's pretty much where I always go to. Biff said a couple of D-clone walks planned for Saturday night. Gotcha, gotcha. Oh, I thought so. Look at that. 3, 2, light radius. Ooh. Is it really worth it? So on offline single player, absolutely. I would say for most people, make sure with 100% certainty you are confident you can take out Diablo Clone. Make sure you have it set to players 1 difficulty. And I would absolutely use my first SOJ to get an Annie. Because every single character uses an Annie charm. 10-10. 17-10-10. Good roll, huh? Every character uses one. Not every character uses an SOJ. And I think that the 1 to skills on the charm with the all res, the experience gained, I think this is better than this, to be honest. So I would absolutely say it's worth it, yeah. If you're online, I would never recommend an average Joe sell SOJs to try to get D-clone to spawn. But yeah. You can use an SOJ to socket an item. So I think you can use an SOJ to socket a rare item, correct? And you'll get 1 socket, I believe. That is not worth it. Don't do that. They put that in the game originally. They were trying to get people to get rid of all the duped SOJs back in the day. And that's the same reason why D-clone spawns the way that it does. They were trying to get rid of all the duped SOJs on the servers, pretty much, so... Digital Shaman said, is it worth it on Classic? To sell a Stone of Jordan? Can you spawn D-clone on Classic? You can't, can you? I don't know how D2R was quote-unquote made or whatever. Because there are some things about D2R, like Classic, that isn't just like the Classic game. But there's some other stuff that is. I'm not really sure. The socketed item thing. Oh, you're talking about using the SOJ to socket something. Oh yeah, so there is no Larzik quest on Classic because there's no Act 5. So I still couldn't imagine doing that. If the cube recipe works and everything, I assume it kind of would, I guess. But I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know what kind of item I would want to do that with. I mean, one of those insane items that nobody actually finds. Only bots find. Maybe. I don't know. JV said he only did 200 Nightmare Andy runs to get his SOJ. That's not bad at all. Considering you can usually get, like, if you re-roll a good map and then you can do, like, probably 2 Andy runs a minute. So it only took a couple hours to get an SOJ. That's pretty nasty. I did, I've done it quite a few times. the Nightmare Andy to guess, OJ. So I've had, my experience has ran the gambit, as they say. One time I found an SOJ on my 89th run, which was nasty. Just super nasty. Another time it was on my run 1,435. That was less nasty. That was nasty in the other sense of the word. It was gross. But yeah. Just gross. Gokswick. Sorry, I missed if that was referring to my comment earlier. I think Gokswick saying you can do declone on Classic for D2R, but then he doesn't drop anything. I believe that's what he's saying. Which actually, now that you say that, I think I remember that actually. I remember quote-unquote testing it or whatever, now that I think about it. Can you run FOH comfortably on P7? You can. It is comfortable. It is a little bit slower than hammers, like for the P7, P8 Cast Sanctuary, though, in my experience. Like right now I'm doing P7. Pits is obviously a easy, quick area, so. Let's see, minus 49 res on your Infinity. Nice. Not 45, that's what you want. Let's see, DKK saying Charms did not exist on Classic. Yeah, I guess it's hard to... I didn't play before the expansion, so, but I try to remember... Because now on D2R, when you play Classic, you can find Charms, right? Or can you not find Charms? I don't usually play the D2R Classic, so I don't fully remember. I know there's some things like the synergies on D2R Classic are... It still has the modern day synergies, because there were no synergies when the game first came out. So I know it's some stuff it's the old way, in some ways it's not, so. You cannot find Charms on Classic for D2R? Gotcha, okay. Gotcha. No jewels as well. Yeah, and yeah, there was no runes, right, too, so just gems. Ooh, almost got me that daily Tails armor. I was just chuckling. I was thinking about how so many people do all them challenge runs nowadays. I should do a challenge run where it's like, I beat Diablo 2 Resurrected Classic, but I can only use magic and rare items. Or like, I beat Diablo 2 Classic, but I'm not allowed to use any rune words or something. Because there are no rune words, of course. Ethereal Grandfather and Zodit. Yeah, that's on the docket for pretty soon. Andy H saying he knew people that used to pay $1 a piece for SOJs back in the LOD days. Yeah, I knew a guy that would pay money for gear. I've known a few different people. I never have, but I couldn't imagine doing that. But other people don't mind spending their money on stuff like that. How many sacred armors? So for unique sacred armors, Ndiche, I've found, I believe, 10 now. So I'm not really too high over the average amount, but just touched over it. But yeah. Beat Classic Hell difficulty with like a physical Boazon. If you go back far enough, wasn't Boazon like absolutely nasty? Physical Boa? Go back to, Infinite Guided Arrow and multi-shot was crazy, if I'm remembering correctly. Especially if you have like 40 hex charms or something, but... Pismeyer, peace out. Time for my commute. You're probably gone already. My apologies. Missed your comment from a minute ago, but if you're still here, peace out. First guided arrow was OP. It was nasty, yeah. Wind Force, always the best. Back in the day, I never had a Wind Force. It was too elusive for me. I couldn't get it, and I could never, you know, they were like 40 stones to Jordan for a Wind Force, so I could never get one. I think people never really had Wind Forces because I don't know that people understood how the item levels worked and stuff, really. So people never found, like, the Grandfathers and the Wind Forces. But SOJs you can find, like, anywhere, right? This is just my own speculation, but... Also, SOJs were duped like crazy, I guess. Mad's Link. So you don't even necessarily need Infinity on your Mercenary for a Fist of the Heavens Paladin. Unless you're trying to, for whatever reason, max out your maximum lightning damage from the initial Fist of the Heavens hit. Really, you could throw an Insight over here and be fine, to be honest. I do have Enigma, so that's the most expensive piece for sure, but you can get away without having Enigma on a faux pally too, so. 110, but now Boa on Classic is pure suffering. I believe that, yes. I do believe that. But yeah, Mad's Link. If you're deciding what to use on your Act 2 Mercenary, I would honestly just throw an Insight rather than a Infinity Scythe like that. Because yeah, most people don't know, I guess, or whatever, because it says lightning damage. It's literally only the one monster that's targeted by the initial foe. Lightning damage on foe is like almost pointless. Like right there, he got hit with lightning. None of these did. This was all just the holy bolts here. That was all the holy bolts that hit them, so. T-Foss said back in the day you could trade 40 chip gems for an SOJ. Well, this is true, but that had to have been around like duping days. But also, that one, the Cruel Colossus Blade of Quickness and stuff you could get with the 2 open sockets was crazy, right? Zazabro says that back in the day the 1.0 patch Wind Force bow is on. Yeah. Back, I don't know the exact patches. I think the 109 everyone said is when they shifted the health of the monsters and they raised it up a bunch. I think that's when the physical boa dropped off, but yeah, sounds about right. 107 would have been one of the satisfactory times of when boa would have been at its heyday. Mads Link said he was running the Kuka Chikaku. On an eagle horn, those were the days. Yeah, I remember when I first got my hands on the burrs. Oof, just nasty. Snipe said he didn't know what he was missing with Infinity. Right? That Conviction Aura literally doubles your damage. It doesn't like show up quote unquote on the stat screen, but it literally doubles your damage, so. Does magic immunity resist undead from foe damage? Actually, Distortion, I don't believe that it does. I think that things that are magic immune.
Not in town, not
even though this is magic damage to undead and demons, I think that this still takes them out. I'm pretty sure. I can't think of where I would find any magic immunes right now to like show it, but I'm pretty sure that it does. It's like a different type of magic damage, I guess. I'm not really sure the logic behind why it works, but it does, kind of, sort of. Glacial Trail. Gross. Gross. Let's see, yeah, you could use 3 chip gems to reroll magic stuff, yeah. And the thing is, too, is that the chip gems would give it 2 open sockets every time, right? It would reroll the magic item and give it 2 open sockets, which I don't. Now it just, you can just reroll them. You can't get the sockets in it, too. You could take it to the, Larzik and cross your fingers, I guess, but if it did roll good. Oh, it was 3 open sockets? Oh, I thought it was 2. 3 is even crazier. Just crazy. The Act 2 Tomb Unravelers, gotcha. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that the Holy Bolts from Foe and from Blessed... From Holy Bolt... The Holy Bolts from Holy Bolt and from Foe, Fist of the Heavens, I'm pretty sure they do damage to undead and demons that are magic immune. First D-Web, now my Necro rocks. Max Power says, yeah, the D-Web is insane boost for a Poison Necro. For a Poison Nova Necromancer. Just insane. Let's see. Try doing something else besides Novasork to bump up my MF a bit, but nothing works as good as a Self-Infinity. So, yeah, someone else mentioned down here, Blizzard Sorceress's cut is easy to stack up Magic Find, so you're talking specifically Sorceress? I mean, I would say Blizzard, I guess, but yeah, the Self-Infinity Novasork, awesome. I absolutely love it. But it is more difficult to stack up Magic Find on. I mean, you can always, also, I did this too. I think did I get rid of Skillers and I stacked all 7 MF Small Charms in my inventory? I'm trying to think what I did. I think I did that one time to get the Magic Find a lot higher. Because, yeah, that would be, it's 20, 21, but we're just going to go 20 for easy math. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 40 extra Magic Find if you get rid of the Skillers. So depending on where you want to go farm, if you don't need the extra damage for your kill speed. Through 2020 is shoot us. Unfortunate. You'll get them next time. Cope has that Griffin's IO. Yeah, you could do that. Most people just go with the Facet on there and then, you know, the more damage, I guess. Four o'clock. Trav, fast killer with budget gear. I hate Trav personally, personal preference, but I mean, Barbarian is always clutch. I mean, budget-wise, it can be a little annoying in my experience. I've done it a few times. Started a season with the Barbarian and kind of like went gear progression-wise. with budget gear and getting better and better and better. But Fist of the Heavens isn't terrible for doing Trav because they're obviously all demons. And you can stay at a distance and run around and run away and stuff like that. Can skillers roll with mana? You know what? I don't think they can. I don't believe they can. I think that's the same, like, roll or whatever you want to call it. Wait, I thought that C was... Hold up. Wait a minute. Where's my controls at? C character. Oh, then that makes sense. I don't want C as a secondary key for the character screen. I always hit A. I want to do... Where's this at? Yeah, so I can grab stuff like... Why can you not... That's so stupid. How come you can't open straight to your cube while holding an item from your inventory? That's so dumb. It'd be so sick if you could just pick this up, go to the cube, drop it, exit the cube. You know, like... So dumb. See, I could do it now. Straight to cube from the inventory. That's so dumb. Oath with Rhyme Shield, says Davis. Yeah, Oath is a pretty good one. Mal is not the easiest, not the hardest to come by, so. Yes, max 15 MF on a Tails belt, that is accurate. Biv, I believe as well. Andy says he regularly has 600 to over 880 magic find. That's a bit much, but neat nonetheless. 2 Nightwings from Andy Meth in a row. And Arachnid's Mesh from Andy's. Not too bad. All Out Style, welcome in. Let me look right quick where we're at here. Damn. Alright, let me keep going here. Since I was thinking about hopping off, but we got almost a hundo on Twitch. We got 200 on YouTube. 300 Slayers watching today. We'll hang out for a little bit longer. As long as everybody on YouTube hits the like button, I'll hang out longer, huh? I do got bowling tonight, and actually we're gonna go a little bit early, and we got a bowling ball for my daughter, but we didn't. The grandparents bought it for her like a few years ago, and we're like, her hands are gonna grow a ton in the next couple of years, but we're actually gonna get it drilled today for the first time. So she was just like throwing it with no holes in it essentially when she was like 4, but now she's 8, almost 9, and we're like, we should probably drill this so she gets used to throwing a ball. Like the last few times we went, we actually gave her a ball from the rack, like that had finger holes in it, so she could, you know, actually grip the ball better. Is the Charcy quest in any way useful? You can use it, and then sometimes you could get insanely lucky. Some people use it on diadems. Most of the time, and what I would generally do with it is just literally on a playthrough, take some rare take some boots over there and make them into rare boots, and cross your fingers for a little bit of res, and like walk around or something. That's usually what I would do with it. Beyond that, I usually just let it sit there, because you can technically get super insanely lucky with a diadem and have it be some insane thing, but it's like just super uncommon, just insanely uncommon. So The community forced you to stay online. You could say that, or you could say there's way more people watching today than normal. I don't know about way, but quite a few people. And I just decided I would play a little longer. I mean, nobody pressured me. Haven't bowled in years, Synthetic says. Yeah, a few years ago I started bowling on a league, and it's been, you know, bowling's, I think bowling's fun. It's kind of like bowling and golf are kind of similar in the sense that it's like, yeah, you're golfing and you're, you know, if you play, you're kind of like golfing against the people you're golfing with, but you're not really golfing against them, you know, like, that's kind of the same thing with bowling. If we go to bowling, I want to beat the people we're playing against, and like, you know, I want the people I'm playing with to bowl good, and I want us to win, but it's not, it doesn't really like matter, right? It does and it doesn't, because like, in a bowling league, you can always like win money and stuff, but like, you know, you just go and you have fun, you bowl as good as you can, and the people you're bowling with try to do good, and, you know, you try not, you know, I was getting annoyed with myself last week because I bowled so bad, but the first game I bowled real bad, I should say. Just nothing would work out, but you know, it's just like a competition against yourself is the way I look at it. So I like bowling and just like casual golf, not like, you know, I'm golfing in a golf tournament or something, yeah. Yeah, Burmecia. I have heard that diadems you can re-roll forever because of the way something about them. I don't want to, I'll explain it wrong, but there's something about it, yeah. Oh, it's Styles talking about me staying on. Says, gotta give people what they want. Don't have to, but probably a good idea if I want to be able to feed my family, huh? If I want to be able to redo this roof, right? Grand Charm. Mad Link said, my 130 YouTube profiles. Nice. That's why it looks like there's so many people on. You have 130 different accounts all on right now, huh? Nice. I'm pretty much view botting, huh? Charcy evil? James, no! Charcy's a sweetheart. Charcy's a saint! Reroll diadems with the perfect skulls. I know people do that, but man, I don't even waste my time with it anymore. I did that one time, and I never did it again. Save up enough perfect skulls. It takes, like, on offline single player here, cubing the gems up and stuff. It takes, like, 3 years to get enough to reroll diadems, and then you don't get anything good. It's straight up, straight up. Football right around the corner. You ain't kidding. Boy, I looked at my like best ball drafts between Underdog and DraftKings, and I was like, I gotta chill, bro. I gotta chill. I either have to chill or I really need to win this season. I really need to hit on some of these lineups. Go pack. Gross! Ew. Who would say such a thing? Hero edit in a bunch of perfect skulls, make a video. Right? I could. I could. Oops. I'm really tired though. Did not sleep great last night. Partially my own dumbass fault though. Lurking feds. Uh-oh. Everyone act natural. The streamers gotta eat. It's a true story, I do. I'm a growing boy. Is Mausoleum an 85 area? Yes, the Mausoleum is. It's not my favorite area, but it is an 85 area. Takes a while to get to, and not very dense. Like, the packs are all like 2 zombies here, 3 skeletons here. But yeah, it is, yep. The first like really rare item I ever found in D2, like pretty much ever, when I started when I first started my YouTube channel, I found in the mausoleum. I did, was it 500 mausoleum runs, I think? Something crazy like that, which is actually a lot of time. Found Astrians right off the bat. Good old Astrians. Oh no, James says Charcy ate my Enigma. Oof. That's terrible. And it sounds like you sold it to her and it was like her armor page was completely full, which it usually is, so it just disappeared. I highly recommend not doing that. Sorry to hear that. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. 99.9% of gamblers quit before they hit it big. Science. Yeah, speaking of Imbue Quest, mine's still chilling here on my level 97 Paladin. That's almost getting close to 98. I never use them. I just don't bother with it. Don't bother with it. Oh, I got lost here. Where was I going? Wish there was some better terror zones going on right now, but I think there was tomorrow there's actually a crazy. I might stream for a couple hours tomorrow just because the terror zones are so crazy. Like I might work on the video, and then when there's like 2 hours where there's like a. Well, why don't I just look and see exactly what it is? Oh, it's Flare, Jungle, Trav, TZ Andy. So I might work on a video before that a little bit. Maybe stream that and then work on the video afterwards. And then... yeah, then Friday would be... printer stream. TZ Andy's in 3 hours-ish. Tonight? Oh, there is. Yeah, I'll be at bowling. So, thanks a lot, Blizzard, for putting terror zones on a... you put it behind a time gate. Appreciate you. To mold your life around when they decide you're allowed to go out and find stuff. Thanks a lot. You don't have to, of course. I don't really, but... I did went for a while when I was really pushing to try to find Tyrell's Might, but then I just, to be honest, like, I've been looking for it so long now, I've kind of given up on trying to find it. Like, I still do, but I don't really try that hard anymore. I just go out here and, this is a Salamander, I think? Serpent's Lord. Oh, man, what a noob. What a noob. Oh, I would use this, but -1 to light radius. Hard pass. How do you fix TZs there, DK? How would you do that? I don't really know a great other reason either, or a great other way to do it, but... oh, Black's saying that rune words always poof when you sell them to vendors? I guess I never knew that. Never knew that. Biv saying the afternoon's stacked the next couple days. Yeah, perfect time, right? Right when you gotta get home and take care of the kids and clean stuff up and get dinner ready and everything. JV said he doesn't feel as bad after hearing the selling Enigma story about him dropping a low rune on accident and then leaving. Wait, where'd it go? Why don't I see it? Am I dumb? Oh, it's right here. I don't know why I can't see it sometimes. Yeah, I've had times before where I was like going like this, and I was like, all the monsters were dead except for like one monster. I was like, all right, and I hit my macro to leave, and right when he killed the monster, it dropped like an rune. I was like, oh man. Luckily, it was just like an rune. I've never had that happen with a high rune before. Favorite printer joke? I guess I don't really know printer jokes. Don't know too many. Good old Diggler. Good old Diggler. I might not be feeling well enough for bowling. No, I would rather do bowling tonight than TZ Andy, I'll be honest. Tonight's like one of the biggest nights because it's where the league's like almost over. What's it called? Is it called? I don't know. It's an important night. There's a doubles night and then one called positions night, and I forget. I think tonight's maybe positions, where instead of just bowling a random team in the league, kind of, you bowl against the team that is like about as good as you or something. I think, like average wise, maybe. I forget exactly, but. Ivan. Pretty solid, though. You call your printer Bob Marley because it's always jamming. That does sound legendary. Just legendary. You just found a gold wrap in the mausoleum. You're running it. I mean, it's something, I guess, but... Gold wrap, huh? Alrighty, I streamed for just a little bit longer there. We're almost at 3 hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and call her a day on the stream. Want to thank y'all for supporting the channel and whatnot, super chats and hitting the like button and all that good stuff. So, why don't we? I mean, Ginger's on. He's playing D2. Why don't we send you over to GGM on Twitch, huh? Looks like he's singing. We'll send you over there. So, yeah, with that being said, thanks so much, YouTube. I'll probably have a video coming out tomorrow, so don't miss that. It's going to be legendary. That being said, peace out. Don't forget, keep slaying. Ooh.